Hey YouTube, what it do? How y'all doing today? It's Samir here, y'all. Please subscribe if y'all want to hear more stories from me. This gonna be the first story of many to come. Um, I know I told you guys before, like I said, this is my story of me growing up in Milwaukee, my trials and tribulations, me growing up in the hood, and what could have got me almost gone for the rest of my life. A lot of different scenarios on that. Um, yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna get into it. Basically, this is gonna be the first time, uh, one of the times I almost got locked up for murder and could have been in jail for the rest of my life. I think I was at the age of 14 years old. Yeah, before I get into the story, I want to tell you guys though, a little bit about Milwaukee and the makeup of Milwaukee and how it's made up. Basically, in Milwaukee, you got two sides of you got four sides. You got the north side, the side that I'm from. You have the east side, you have the south side, and you have the west side. Uh, the north side is mostly made up of blacks, African Americans, things like that. On the east side, it's a mixture of Hispanics, blacks. On the south side, it's mostly Hispanics and whites. And on the west side, you have mostly whites. There's some blacks in certain areas, depending. They're mostly like in apartment buildings, things like that. And the gang and the politics in Milwaukee. Milwaukee is about an hour away from Chicago, so the gangs that we had up there were mostly consist of vice lords, GDs, Latin Kings, uh, Four Corner Hustlers, things like that. So in Wisconsin, we normally call those organizations. I know a lot of when you get up to the criminal courts call it gangs, things like that. But in the north, a lot of the gangs we called organizations because it was like it wasn't like no gang mentality. It mostly was on, we had a code of ethics and things like that as we was growing up. Uh, yeah, so and Milwaukee, even though it's by Chicago, when you look at like at that time when I was growing up, the dynamics in Milwaukee, you had a lot of gangs that were real gang members, and you had a lot of people that was wannabe gang members. Like you had a lot of wannabe GDs, never really got on count, nothing like that. People just walking around claiming different things. Milwaukee, was always like a wild, wild west. It never was like an organized where GDs were real organized. You did have some people that's in Milwaukee that was organized, but it was never like that. That's just basically the makeup of Milwaukee, things like that. Now that you guys kind of understand how Milwaukee is made up, some of the politics, some of the gangs that's up there. At this point, I think I'm gonna get to the story. At this point, I think I was about 14 years old, and at 14 years old, I was part of the G's. I actually was a real on count everything through Chicago, everything. Uh, and me and my homies, and I'm gonna use fictitious names because I don't want to put nobody out here bad or put somebody, in light. Because a lot of the people that I may talk about may not be here no more. Rest in peace. But this is just my story. You know, so on this particular day or week, I want to say a couple of days. At this time, I was working at 4CH Club, and the 4CH Club was like where you work with the kids. And I was a kid myself. I was 14, but we worked with the little kids, and we helped being kind of guide the kids into good things. It's like a boys and girls club where when you came there after school, you were able to. They had like you go on trips. They took us on trips. They took us on different like college tours, things like that. And they did this for the whole block. Now, when you're looking at the block in Milwaukee, you're looking at like the block on the north side, it goes in numbers. So you may go from first all the way up to 100, right? And that'll be like the north side, right? Well, really, first to 60th to 80th, 76 is the north side, right? Anything before first, now some people in Milwaukee will tell you first, second, and third is the east side, but in reality, that's still the north side, but to each his own. So on the north side, I stayed in the dirty trades, what we call the dirty trades. So on trade now, you had the dirty trades, you had the 2 5s, you had Uptown, you had up top, you had the Zoo, Burleigh Zoo, you know. Well, where I stayed at first. At that time, I was staying in the dirty trade, and the dirty trades at this time was really wild. I'm talking about a lot of gang violence, a lot of people getting killed. Couldn't even trust your own homies, man. At this time, that's why I tell a lot of kids, don't be involved in them gangs. Stay away from that because it's not about nothing, man. To get to the story though. On this day, I was working. You know, I'm working. Now, before that, me and my guys get together. You know, and I was like, okay, you know, we was in the hood and we was on some, you know, robbery stuff. We was like, we really just got at people and got down and just got to robbing. Now, I was never into just robbing, you know, my own brothers on the streets that's trying to come up and things like that. Mostly, we was getting into robbing like establishments, little bull. But us being young, we don't know. We rob like little establishment stores, little anything that you could think of that was establishment. That's what, you know, we was invested in. Now at the same time, I'm doing this. I'm on TV talking to the youth about staying out of trouble and doing good stuff. So, you know, I'm kind of contradicting myself, you know, at this time. I was kind of being real contradicted because I was just involved in that gang life, and I just thought, like, you know, silence and secrecy. You gotta be quiet. You gotta live a certain life. Everything you don't try to put out here like you the bigger person. So a person would have never knew at that time that I actually was robbing and sticking up people, because that ain't the type of person that I came off as. So at this time, I think Juice came out. Everybody in the hood we were sitting there watching Juice. We go to the movies and watch Juice. That's when Tupac them end up robbing the store, doing all of this stuff. So on this particular day, me, my guy, I'm just gonna say T. His name is T. Female, which was his girlfriend, named Sam. We just gonna say her name is Sam. And then we had my other guy, Nino, and my other guy, two. So we got T, we got Nino, we got Two, and we got Suzanne. That's what we gonna call her, Suzanne. So all of us, we sitting there, you know, we come up with a plot that, hey, it's a corner store that we all go to every day. We used to go to this corner store, and back then, they do it even to this day. We used to do what they call the mob, grab it, snatch and grab. So all of us would go in the store at one time. We'd just take everything we want and all run out. So, you know, this particular day, we talking about the store. We like, okay, well, you know, we want to rob the store. So me, Nino, all of us, Sam, all of us sitting down there coming up with a plan to rob the store. I tell him, I said, well, I got to work that day. Now, I'm looking at what Juice did and things like that. I'm like, well, I got to work. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm going to do is, when I go up there to work, I'm going to sneak out the back door at this particular time. We're going to run down to the store, because the store was only like, I think the store was only like 2-3 blocks away. I said, we're going to run to the store. We're going to hit the store. And then I'm going to go back to work, sign out, and then we're going to meet up by T and T House, and break up the money and everything like that. So I think the time was like 7 o'clock right before the store closed. So people calling me, they like, Red, you know, you ready? You ready? You ready? I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Give me a minute. I'm up here. I think I was tutoring a kid on some math or whatever. And then I told them, I'm like, well, I got to go to the bathroom. I told the boss I got to go to the bathroom. So I went in the back. Instead of going to the bathroom, it's like a back door. So, because where we was in the building, it was upstairs from a store. And then upstairs from a store was the 4CH, where we kind of tutor kids after school and things like that. But when you go in the back, you could go down the stairs where the store is at, go through the back door, and the back door automatically locks. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, or you could sham it open. So this day, I go through the back. I tell him, hey, I'm finna go to the back. I gotta go to the bathroom because you finished tutoring this kid. He end up finished tutoring the kid. I end up going to the back. Instead of going to the bathroom, I locked the bathroom up because I knew how to jimmy it open when I got there. I locked the bathroom, creep out the back door, creep down the stairs, boom. See, go out the back door. Now, when you go out the back door in Milwaukee, a lot of people don't understand this. In Milwaukee have, on the north side, have nothing but alleys. Every block has an alleyway. So it's so dangerous because every block got an alley. You got to watch yourself all around the block. I'm going to get into stories where that came into play as well. So we go out the back. Boom, I go out the back. Boom. I run everybody in the alley. They in the alleyway. So I go to the back, go to the alley. I'm like, you got the fire? So they had the fire. You know what the fire is? The fire is that thing, right? So, boom. He like, yeah, I got it. Boom. Again, they handed. We good. Boom. They gave me a fire. He got a fire. All of us got our fire besides the females and stuff like that. So we all like, okay, I got like 5-10 minutes to get down there, do this, and then we come back. So we all get the mobbing down there. Boom. Me, Sam, all us get the mobbing down there. Boom. We mob down there. Boom, boom, boom. I tell Sam, the girl, watch out. You know, stand out here, watch out. You know, T, Nino, and me, we go into the store. So I throw the mask, so I throw my t-shirt on, boom. It's like, you know how you got, at that time, they didn't have a pull down mask where you could look like a ninja. What we had to do, I had a t-shirt. I throw the t-shirt over my face, put that down, and wrap the t-shirt up, boom. So we go up in there. When we run up in there, get down, get down, get down, get down. Yeah, you know what it is. Give us the money, give us the money. Boom. So all of us, boom, go up in there. I come in this way, Nino right there next to me, T. Relly over there. You know what I'm saying? And as we saying this, get down, get down, get down, we see dude reaching for a gun. Boom! When I see boom, I ain't gonna say who shot, nothing, because at this point, I'm not gonna tell y'all that. But at the end of the day, it was like boom, you hear boom. And I'm looking at dude, and as I'm looking at dude, I see, when I hear that boom, I see the back of his hair fly up like, and when I see the back of his hair fly up, like, I'm looking around, Nino, T-Red, Nino, T, all ran out. So I'm stuck, I'm like, what the heck going on? I run out behind him. Boom, we gone. You know what I'm saying? We hit it. Didn't get no money. That's what I tell y'all, man. It don't be about nothing, because when you're going with people, if you're doing something, I'm gonna continue the story, but I just want to make this clear. If you're doing something, especially something like that, we probably would have only got like $100, $200 at the most out that doggone stuff. And a man ended up getting shot in the head. And that could have been the rest of our life. we in you. So when we go up in there, you don't want to be with people. People are scary. Everybody is not like the next person. That's the way I want to say it. So, you know, because at this time, I think I was involved in a couple of other incidents. I'm not gonna say, but you get used to certain things when you're doing it. Some of these people that was with us that day wasn't used to these things, so that's why the situation ended up turning into something like that instead of being what it was. With that being said, so don't go and do everybody. Y'all do stuff by yourself. Stop trying to be with these gangs and do stuff with all these people. Don't do nothing at all. I'm not saying go out there and rob nobody or go do anything like that. I'm just saying don't do nothing at all. If you're going to do something, do it by yourself. Anyway, so boom, I hear boom. I see, I'm right there. I'm looking at dude. I see the hair on the back of his head. And all you see him is drop. Boom. T take off running. Nemo gone. So I'm like, what the hell? I say, ain't nobody grab the money. So I'm like, what the fuck? I was finna grab the money, but they gone already. So I run out the store. Boom, I'm running up after. What the fuck? Why y'all leaving, dog? We gotta grab the money, grab it. Everybody taking out like, fuck that. They say, fuck the money, they gone. All boom. So we all run down to T them house. We get into them house. I'm mad as a motherfucker. I got my gun out. I'm like, dog, I'm ready to do something to them, because I'm just like, man, all of this shit, man, and we ain't getting no money, and then I'm doing this. So, boom, we get down there. T like, man, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. It's all good. We just had to go, man. Fuck it. I'm like, man, what you mean, fuck it? We just did all of this for. He's like, F it. I'm like, what you mean, F it? We did all of this for nothing, man. For nothing. But anyway, man, so make a long story short, we got to arguing, almost got into it. Stuff was being bad. People was like, okay, people could have got hurt in that situation. I end up saying, okay, man, fuck this shit. I'm finna go. And I said, man, motherfucker say anything. We don't even need to talk about this. Motherfucker, I'm finna go to work. We don't need to talk about this. Anybody got it? This is just over with. Boom. So I go to work that day. Boom. After I go to work that day, probably a week go past. I'm at work, chilling. You know, I see one of my guys from the hood. Actually, I see my brother-in-law down that worked down at the stove. He come up, he see me, he's like, what's up, Red? I'm like, at this time they was calling me Red. So they was like, what's up, Red? I see you. You got the juice now. I'm like, what the fuck? What you talking about? Like, you got the juice now, but ain't nobody saying that. So, like, this day, I'm walking past a lot of people, and a lot of people like, you got the juice now. You got the juice now. I'm like, man, what y'all talking about, man? I don't know what you talking about. I know what they talking about because everybody seen Juice, and you know what happened on Juice. So they trying to say that I'm the person that actually shot the guy, right? So, and to come to find out, I'm like, man, what is people talking about? Where y'all hearing this from? So come to find out, T was going around telling people that I bam the store clerk at the store owner at the store. So I'm like, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. Now, this right here went on for probably, I want to say, like a month. Yeah, a whole month went past. So this went on like a month. Next thing you know, police come knocking at my door. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what's up? I go down there with him. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to him, everything. Not snitching, we just talk. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know. I'm telling them I don't know nothing. I don't know where they hear this from. They said a lot of people said they heard it was me and this, and so they got like a lot of he saying it. And some of these people, now listen, some of the people that I'm seeing in these the statements are actually murder. I'm talking about these people put in work. So some of these statements and some of the people's statements that I'm seeing, I'm like, these people actually be putting in work. Why is they saying things about me. Obviously, they're trying to say stuff to get out of whatever the situations they in. But these people been beating murder cases, everything. Some of the people that I seen in my paperwork. So I'm like, man, I don't know what y'all talking about. I ain't did nothing. I don't know what these people saying. They just saying some things. I don't even deal with a lot of these people. They my enemies. I'm with this gang. They with this gang, right? And in Milwaukee, I had to go back in Milwaukee. Yeah, even though I was G and this guy might be a vice lord in Milwaukee, we still hung because Milwaukee's small. We still, some of the vice lords hung with the G's and some of us was best friends. Now we got in drama, yeah, it'll split off. We even get in drama with our own friends. So that's how Milwaukee was. So back to where I was at. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, the police pulled me in. They say, woo, 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 this and this and this and that. Bam, I'm like, oh no, I ain't did nothing. Boom, boom, boom. When I get, so they released me. They released me. Boom. Once they released me, I'm like, okay. Boom. About a week go past. They hit Nemo. They hit T, and they hit Sam. So when they hit the girl Sam, Nemo, and T, I'm annoyed. I hit it. I go to Texas, Houston, Texas for a minute. Kick it in Texas. I think I was at my cousin's house. The U.S. Marshals end up raiding my cousin's house right when I left. So after they raid my cousin's house, I end up catching a bus to Minnesota. I sit in Minnesota for about 4 months. I was on the run for about 4 months. They end up about the 4 months come past, and I'm end up at the same time that I'm on a run. I'm hearing that Nemo told the police that I the one that shot the guy in the head and things like that. And I'm hearing that T-Relly ain't tell the police, but he telling that everybody else in the hood. And I don't want to, and I'm sorry for saying the name, but you know, T.A., he telling everybody else in the hood. And Samantha, the only one, stood hard strong, the female. Mind you, female, hard, strong, say nothing about nothing. And it ain't even nothing to be said, but about nothing. So I'm like, okay, well, you know, I'm at my cousin's house. This day, I come in, you know, out on about in the hood with the people. I come in, I think I came in about 7 that morning. I came in the house, ate, about to go lay down, because my room was in the basement. I was about to go to the basement and lay down. All I hear is boom, 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 boom. U.S. Marshals looking for, and they was looking for me and my cousin. My cousin was wanted for murder, and they was looking for me for the same thing, murder and robbery, things like that. So I'm like, boom, I dip up and I run up the stairs. I go into my cousin's closet. It's like a closet, and then it's another like little corner hole. I crawl up into that mug, and she got clothes all up in there. I dig up into the clothes, and then she let them in. Boom, they come in. We looking for woo, woo, woo. I can hear everything. You seen such and such, such and such. They come searching through the house, you can hear them like trying to stuff through the clothes to see if stuff in the clothes. Boom, couldn't find me. Couldn't find me. Boom. So they leave. Boom. When they leave, I called my mom. My mom already had a lawyer for me because I was planning on turning myself in the next week. But when I called my mom, I guess the police figured that I was up there. They found out that I was up there. So from there, I'm like, okay, shit. I'm talking to my cousin. I'm like, damn. I say, man, you know, the feds, they may be still out there looking at the house, watching the house, things like that. So what I did, I end up dressing up in a dress, wig, everything. Yeah, I did that. Dressed up, wig, everything. So I tell my cousin, I say, look, go to the car. I'm going to walk out the car with my dress and wig, and we're going to go to McDonald's. And when I get into McDonald's, I'm going to have somebody else pick me up. They're going to take me to the bus station, and then I'm going to go back to the house. So they got me a bus ticket, everything. So I was already set up. So boom, I end up going from there, making it to McDonald's, getting out the house, making it to McDonald's. I had my cousin to pick me up, take me to the bus stop, end up driving the bus back to Milwaukee, where I met my lawyer and turned myself in. As I'm turning myself in, we going through the whole court proceedings. I got, saying that I the one shot. So, they try to hit me with murder, armed robbery, 2 counts of armed robbery for another robbery that happened that I had nothing to do with. But, make a long story short, when I was coming to court, I think I was a day away from going to trial. A day away from going to trial, and Nee walked past me. And it was and the crazy part about this story is that Nee walked past me, and they had another witness saying that I did this, and this witness was nowhere with us whatsoever. Now, me and him, I'm gonna say his name is S, and it's another story time on him, how me and him got into it and what happened between me and him. But me and him got into it, and this guy decided that he wanted to. I'm his enemy, so he gonna tell the police that I don't want. He was there and he seen me do some things like that. Man wasn't even there and end up catching a case for no apparent reason. Real life story. I'm gonna tell y'all about that. But yeah, so I see Nemo and I see him all walk in there because they supposed to be witnesses against me, and these supposed to be my best friends. Now these people I grew up with, mind you, I grew up with. Know my mama, I know they mama, I know they brother, I know they whole family. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, they was trying to get me life in prison, man. Luckily, I had a good attorney. We fought it right before trial. I ended up taking a plea to stay into juvenile court because at this time I was a juvenile. They waived me to adult court. I took a plea to stay into juvenile court for only 2 years, and got hit with robbery, not with no murder, just a robbery for 2 years. And yeah, man, I said that to say this, when you out there, you dealing with friends and you dealing with people that say they your friends, don't nobody care about you, they care about their life. When they get into situations, I don't care if you with killers, if you with people that did it 100 times before, you can't trust nobody with your life. Like I said again, people only gonna look out for them. You hear about snitching, you hear about this. Man, the reality of the situation is majority of them brothers that get in there, even the people that's killers, end up becoming snitches. Remember that. But man, thank y'all for listening to my story, man. I hope y'all liked it, man. And yeah, please tap in with me, subscribe, and yeah, send me up, man. And many more to come. I think the next story I'm gonna give y'all is a story about Spanky and about us, how me and him got into it and why and what happened. All right, y'all. Wait for the next story. I'll check y'all out. Thanks.